citizens of the Polish People's Republic. Today, I address you as a soldier and as the head of the Polish government. I am speaking to you about matters of the utmost importance. Our homeland has found itself on the edge of an abyss. The achievements of many generations, the Polish home, rebuilt from the ashes, is falling into ruin. The structures of the state are ceasing to function. Our fading economy is being dealt new blows every day. The conditions of life are weighing ever more heavily on people. Lines of painful division run through every workplace and through many Polish homes. An atmosphere of endless conflict, misunderstanding and hatred is causing psychological devastation and wounding the tradition of tolerance. Strikes, strike alerts and protest actions have become the norm. Even school children are being drawn into them. Last night, many public buildings were occupied. There are calls for physical reprisals against the Reds, against people with different views. Incidents of terror, threats and moral vigilantism, as well as direct violence, are multiplying. A wave of brazen crimes, assaults and burglaries is spreading widely across the country. Million-dollar fortunes of economic underworld sharks are growing. Chaos and demoralization have reached the proportions of a disaster. The nation has reached the limit of its psychological endurance. Despair is gripping many people. It is no longer days, but hours that are bringing the national catastrophe closer. Honesty requires us to ask the question, did it have to come to this? When I took office as Prime Minister, I believed that we would be able to recover. So, did we do everything to stop the spiral of crisis? History will judge our actions. There were some missteps along the way. We are learning lessons from them. Above all, however, the past months have been a busy time for the government, a period of struggling with enormous difficulties. Unfortunately, the national economy has been turned into an arena of political struggle. Deliberate sabotage of government actions has meant that the results are disproportionate to the effort invested, to our intentions. No one can deny our goodwill, moderation and patience. At times, perhaps, there was even too much of it. One cannot fail to notice the respect for social agreements shown by the government. We even went further. The initiative of the Great National Accord gained the support of millions of Poles. It created an opportunity to deepen the system of people's rule and to broaden the scope of reforms. These hopes have now been disappointed. The leadership of solidarity was absent at the common table. The words spoken in Radom, the deliberations in Gdańsk, fully revealed the true intentions of its leadership circles. These intentions are confirmed on a mass scale by daily practice, the growing aggressiveness of extremists, and the open drive to completely dismantle the socialist Polish statehood. How long can we wait for sobriety? How long must a hand extended in reconciliation be met with a clenched fist? I say this with a heavy heart, with immense bitterness. Things could have been different in our country. They should have been different. The continued persistence of the current situation would inevitably lead to disaster, to utter chaos, to poverty and hunger. A harsh winter could multiply the losses, claim numerous victims, especially among the weakest, those whom we most want to protect. In this situation, inaction would be a crime against the nation. We must say enough. We must prevent and block the path to confrontation, which the leaders of solidarity have openly announced. We must announce this today, when the date of mass political demonstrations is already known, including those in the center of Warsaw, called in connection with the anniversary of the December events. That tragedy must not be repeated. It must not happen. We have no right to allow the announced demonstrations to become the spark that could set the whole country ablaze. The nation's instinct for self-preservation must make itself heard. The hands of the troublemakers must be tied before they plunge the homeland into the abyss of fratricidal conflict. Citizens, the burden of responsibility that falls upon me at this dramatic moment in Polish history is immense. It is my duty to take on this responsibility. This concerns the future of Poland, for which my generation fought on all the fronts of the war and to which it gave the best years of its life. I hereby announce that today the Military Council of National Salvation has been constituted. The Council of State, in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, introduced martial law throughout the entire country at midnight today. I want everyone to understand the motives and purpose of our actions. We are not aiming for a military coup or a military dictatorship. The nation has enough strength and wisdom within itself to develop an efficient democratic system of socialist governance. In such a system, the armed forces will be able to remain where they belong in the barracks. None of Poland's problems can be solved by force in the long run. The Military Council of National Salvation does not replace the constitutional organs of power. Its sole task is to protect the legal order in the state, to create executive guarantees that will make it possible to restore order and discipline.